Hi, and welcome to Divine Love Confessions. So, I've been on the journey of divine love with myself and my twin flame for a little over a year. He knows who I am and I know who he is, but we are not yet in physical 3D union, and the journey has been a motley mix of the highest highs and the lowest lows, and I wouldn't trade it for the world because it has brought me home to my highest self, home to God, home to divine love, and home to him. Over the past 3 months, I have found great comfort, confirmation, and community from the many brilliant tarot and twin flame content creators on this platform. And whilst it has been a great help on this journey, I am yet to come across any creators who are not yet in physical union sharing about their journey. So I decided to create a space where I can share my story, share my journey of mind-bending spiritual experiences, heartbreaking pain and healing of a lifetime's worth of trauma, inexplicable divine love like I've never experienced, prophetic dreams, dream sharing, telepathic events, my doubts, fears, questions, breakdowns, moments of giving up, and the daily frustrating and often difficult journey of being so spiritually connected with your divine counterpart and yet not in physical 3D union. I'm not a reader or a channeler. I'm a writer, a creative, and a dreamer. So I will share my journey through words, music, film, and dreams. I will share about the highs and the lows and the becoming. Our journeys are all different and unique, but I know that my story will resonate and connect with at least one other soul out there. And if I can bring you encouragement or be the voice that reminds you that you are not crazy and that this is real, then it will all be worth it. I'm determined to keep these videos on the shortish side, so for today's video, I'm just going to share the single most important truth I have discovered and experienced along this journey thus far that has kept me committed even when I wanted to run. I've been spiritual since I was born, basically. God, Christ's love, the spiritual world has always made perfect sense to me. When I was 6, I had a dream where an angel saved me from demons, and the angel who saved me introduced himself to me as Michael the Archangel and told me that he was my guardian angel. When I was 8, I had a dream that my mum was pregnant with a baby girl. I was the only girl of 3 boys, so I desperately wanted a baby sister. I told my parents about the dream the day after and they gasped, surprised because my mum was indeed 5 months pregnant. Sadly, my baby sister didn't survive. A story for another time. Since I have been a little girl, I have had countless amounts of dreams of my twin flame. He has always worn different faces, but as a seasoned dreamer, I have learned very early on that the focus should never be solely on the physical representations of the people in your dreams, and rather the DNA, the energetic sequence, the energetic frequency. I have had a number of epic crushes in my life. Most of them filled with longing and fantasy and lack. It was my default for most of my life to resort to the wounded victim, to the tortured poet, the martyr that would long for epic divine love, but it was my fate to never experience it. And so my outlet was writing, and I genuinely believed that I was only ever meant to experience it in my spirit and experience it when I put it on paper, but that I would never truly experience divine love because there was no one on earth that could, resonate at my frequency. I've had 2 relationships, the last being with my ex, the father of my child. It had moments of love and beauty in it, but our relationship was riddled with toxic dysfunction and ended with me being left alone with my precious baby boy. I was left broken, suffering PTSD, postnatal depression, heartache, and disillusionment of true love. And though I was glad that the relationship ended because I knew it wasn't right for me, it still hurt. And the further distance I have gotten away from the relationship, I truly realize that I wasn't my highest self. I didn't understand what loving myself at the highest truly meant. And so I accepted a love that was purely living out childhood trauma. I wasn't home in myself or home in divine love. So how could I possibly manifest divine love in a relationship with someone who wasn't even on the journey? I am so grateful to God every day that that relationship came to an end almost 3 years ago, because it allowed me to be free. It allowed me to be able to come home to myself and home to my twin flame. When I was 12, I made a prayer to God that I didn't want to get married until I understood what true love was. My spirit understood what that prayer meant, but my humanity assumed that I would learn that lesson by being in romantic relationships. I was wrong. Over the past 2.5 months, I have embarked on the most intensely epic spiritual journey of healing and alignment with my true self and love. Love not as something outside of me, but love as myself. We say it all the time, love yourself first. And while that's true and important, I'm beginning to experience myself as love itself. That's what I believe is the core purpose of the twin flame and divine love journey. See, God heard my 12-year-old prayer and answered me in abundance by showing me that the truest love I will ever know is with myself. The journey of me learning true love was never about learning it with a man. It was always about discovering it and experiencing it in myself. It's the kind of love that I always thought I could only experience in a relationship. I now experience with my spirit daily, and it is beyond bliss. The single most important lesson I have learned and experienced in this journey is that all of this has been about bringing me home to myself, home to God, and to divine love. It is not just about romance or 3D union, because even if my twin flame decided that he couldn't do it this lifetime around, that he was too tied up in karmic situations, I would love him forever. A love that goes beyond form and structure, a love that doesn't need or expect a physical expression or return, a love that bends time and space, a love that resonates and that echoes the oneness of not just me and him, but the oneness of me, him, and everyone, because we are one. And I wouldn't trade this journey, because I am becoming love for myself, for my loved ones, and for this world. This transformation has set me on mission like never before to heal this world with love. And I know that as I daily manifest my highest self, which is love, I am also manifesting my divine love. So now that I have a deeper and growing understanding of what true love, of what divine love is, I am so ready to give it abundantly and experience it epically with my twin flame. We are yet to meet in 3D union, but I am so excited, and it feels amazing to no longer be waiting for a relationship to know divine love. I am true love. So I know that my twin flame doesn't just get an amazing woman who is doing the work and on the journey and ever evolving, but he gets love itself manifested in human form. And I know I don't just get an amazing man who is on the journey, but I get love itself manifested in human form. If I can encourage all the divine feminines and masculines out there listening, and even those just aligned to this frequency, that throughout this journey with the maddening moments of this journey, because there's been many times I have wanted to commit myself, right, because it's difficult, but it has been the sweetest, most life-changing, most life-altering experience of my life. And if you can take one thing away from this entire video, it is that true love, divine love, begins in the communion that you have with God and your own divinity. You are true love. Knowing that will be the greatest lesson, the greatest truth you will ever know, and it is the greatest journey you will ever embark on. So thank you for listening to this video. If you've made it to the end, I am excited to communicate with you guys, because I really do want to build a community of just twin flames, people on this journey of divine love, connecting and encouraging each other and spurring each other on and sharing what we've learned and what we're learning and helping each other. I want this to be a place where I'm not just going to share endlessly about my journey and my experiences in relation to my twin flame, but mostly centered on the journey of my becoming, of my healing, of my aligning to my spirit, to my higher self, and how that has changed my world. And my hope is that in sharing that, that it would inspire and encourage you to stay the path, to stay committed, to stay anchored in the divine, in yourself, in God, and to treasure this journey, as painful and as crazy as it comes. And I don't just want us to encourage each other to the point of physical reunion with our twin flames, but beyond that, because this journey goes beyond a romance of two people. It is a romance of humanity. It is an awakening for humanity. That it is the kind of love that heals and saves and changes the world for better. So thank you for listening. Stay blessed, and remember, you are divine love.